does get the ball, and he's going to take it for over the court. Give me your point.
From the Tappan Street Gym at Brookline High School, this is Brookline Warriors Athletics on BATV. Today it's wrestling action as the Weymouth Wildcats are in town to take on the Brookline Warriors in a Carey Division clash. Hello everyone, I'm Brad Catlett alongside Joe Figler, and we have two teams today that have both struggled to pick up wins to start the season, so an opportunity for some success today. And Joe, the Warriors have had some upperclassmen that have really been bright spots for them this season.
Yeah, there are four main wrestlers we want to keep an eye on today. At the 106-pound weight class, we have UV Shatil. He's come in second at the Long Meadow tournament, third at the Belmont tournament, and he has a 22-3 record, so expect a lot from him today. They're also at the 132 and 138-pound weight classes, the Magni brothers, Ricardo and Stefano. Ricardo has come in second at the Long Meadow and second at the Belmont tournaments this year, and his brother Stefano has come in third at the Long Meadow tournament this year. Ricardo's 18-6 and Stefano's 17-7, so I expect them to really do well today. And finally, we have Ramses Akamafula at 195. He's coming first at the Long Meadow and first at the Belmont tournaments this year. He's 18-1, and he finished second in the All-States last year, so I expect a big performance from him as well.
So those Warriors and the rest of the team taking on the Wildcats in some Bay State Conference wrestling action, and that's coming up right now on BATV. So we're ready to begin today's match. Before the varsity contest, we will have three JV matches, and up first here is Marina Marketu of Brookline against Austin Chrisman of Weymouth. And a quick 2 points for a takedown for Chrisman. Brookline in the red singlets today, the more bright red, and Weymouth in the maroon. These JV matches are going to be 4 minutes long. 2 minutes in the first period, then 1 minute in the second and third periods. So Chrisman still on top here.
Marina really has to work on building up to her base so that she can get an escape. She's not going to, Looks like he just has a half Nelson there.
And Chrisman will win by a pin in the first period. So Austin Chrisman winning a JV match for the Wildcats. Next up, we'll have Seamus Barrett up against Chris Donovan. Barrett for Brookline in the red singlet. And Donovan in the maroon. Barrett, a freshman for the Warriors.
Barrett's really got to work to get up right now, get off his knees. You can see him grabbing for a leg right now. If he can get it and suck it in, then he might have a shot, but otherwise he has to just stand right up. Oh. So Donovan's running a,
And there's the takedown for
That's
Donovan.
a pin right there. Donovan was running an armbar. That's how he turned over Barrett.
So Chris Donovan, winner by fall in the JV match, and the Wildcats have taken each of the first 2 JV matches by a pin in the first period. One more JV matchup here. It'll be Davi Gazelle for the Warriors against Liam Naughton for the Wildcats. Gazelle, a sophomore.
Right now, both wrestlers are just jockeying for hand position. Generally, you want inside position. That was a good double leg takedown by Naughton.
2 points for Naughton on the takedown.
Right now, he's trying to lock up his hand so he can get a cradle. Looks like he has a cradle. Looks like he's got to scoot his hips out because Gazelle was actually on top of him.
A minute to go in the first period, and a 3-point near fall awarded there to Naughton. As he takes a 5-0 lead.
Naughton's trying to work the half Nelson, but he has to pull Gazelle in bounds if he wants to get those near fall points. Gazelle really has to fight a lot harder if he wants to get out.
15 seconds to go in the first period. And another pin for the Wildcats.
Hopefully this isn't a sign of things to come.
So Liam Naughton takes that 3rd JV match. So all 3 JV matches go to the Wildcats by first period pins. So that was the JV action. The varsity match will be starting next between the Warriors of Brookline and the Wildcats of Weymouth here on BATV. So we're set to begin the varsity match. And first up at the 106 weight class, Yuvi Shatil of Brookline in the blue singlet against Joe Conway of Weymouth in the maroon. Shatil, a junior, and really one of the top wrestlers to watch on this Warriors squad.
Just in watching the warm-ups, I really expect this to be one of the better matchups of the day. Nice shot by Conway, good defense by Shatil, sorry.
Both wrestlers still just looking for position.
Right now they're just feeling each other out. Looking to set up a takedown.
Halfway through the first period, a minute to go.
Good job by Shatil sucking in that leg. Good takedown.
And the takedown awarded to Shatil. Conway escapes. There's 1 point for Weymouth. So back into neutral position with under 20 seconds to go in the first period.
It's a good single by Shatil. Good takedown.
Another takedown late for Shatil there. And a near fall. So a 6-1 lead for Shatil of the Warriors after the first period. Shatil will start on top in the second period. Conway with a quick escape.
Right now, Conway just has a front headlock. Looks like they're just going to go out of bounds and restart.
So we'll start back in the center. Neutral position, 1:22 to go in the second period. Brookline Shatil leading Weymouth's Conway 6-2.
It's a good sprawl by Shatil. We'll see if he can spin behind for the takedown.
And there's the takedown for Shatil. .30 seconds to go in the second. Out of bounds. Shatil will remain on top here as Conway looking for another escape. That's how he's got each of his 2 points in this match. And there's another escape for Conway. Ten seconds in the second period.
Another takedown by Shatil. If he can get a half right here, he could turn him over, but
And that'll end the second period with a 10-3 lead for UV Shatil.
Shatil's been doing a very good job in the neutral position.
They start neutral in this period. Another takedown for Shatil and working.
Now, usually where Conway is, you don't want to push up on the opponent's head because that's going to put both of your shoulder blades on the mat. Looks like Shatil should be able to pin him right here if he just looks up a little bit. And the reason you want to look up is because it puts all your weight on your opponent. Conway did a good job of fighting off the bottom on that.
Doesn't get the pin there, but a near fall. And now it's 15-3, 15-4 now as an escape for Conway.
Shatil pretty much just let him up on that. I think he's just looking to take him down again.
Yeah, chance for more takedowns. Under a minute to go.
Looks like Conway's getting a little winded here. Shatil did a good job of getting out of bounds on that to get out of that hold. Front headlocks are not a good place to be.
So they'll restart from neutral position with 30 seconds to go.
Good single on that.
Another takedown for Shatil.
If you could go for a half, he'd have him.
Still looking for the pin in the final 20 seconds. Though another near fall could get him a tech fall. And that should be a tech fall. It will be, as the ref didn't realize. A 15-point differential. So Yurvi Shatil wins by tech fall, 19-4 on the scoreboard, and that makes the dual meet score 5-0 after that first match in favor of the Warriors.
That was a big win for Shatil. Brookline definitely needed that if they're going to beat Weymouth today.
So up next is the 113 weight class. Kefren O'Neill for the Warriors, and we believe this will be a forfeit. It will indeed. So there's another 6 points to go to the Warriors, and 2 matches in, it's a 9-0 lead.
11.
11-0 rather, yes. 11-0 lead for the Warriors. We do expect one more forfeit for Weymouth later in the match. We understand that they do not have a heavyweight wrestler, but a lot of time before we get to that point. So now the 120 match. Jake McMillan of Brookline, sophomore in the blue singlet, and Bobby Downing of Weymouth in the maroon singlet.
Both wrestlers just feeling each other out here. A lot of times when you see a wrestler tap another's head, it's to set up a low single or double.
McMillan now trying to make a move here. Looking for the takedown, and there it is. 2 points for McMillan.
That was a good takedown by McMillan. Oh, looks like he's got him in a cradle.
Downing in trouble here.
If he could hook that leg, there it is. He should be able to stick him. If he could look up, oh, he should have him.
Now Downing able to turn over.
Downing did a really good job fighting off his back on that one.
Trying to get out of bounds here is Downing. And he will, but a near fall will be awarded to McMillan. So he takes a 5-0 lead for the Warriors.
Getting out of bounds to get the restart. He was in a really tough position at that point.
Now Downing gets the escape. Now Downing looking for the takedown. 10 seconds to go in the period.
McMillan did a great job sprawling on that. Oh, close.
And he
He
won't
was really
get
running
it.
that arm bar. He almost had that near fall. Instead, he only got the takedown.
So McMillan gets the takedown. 7-1 the score after the first period. And Weymouth opting to start neutral in this second period. And now a takedown for Downing. Oh, no, I guess the takedown.
McMillan just got the escape for one.
Okay, so a takedown was awarded and then the escape for McMillan, so that makes it 8-3. Scoreboard was just a little slow on that one. Back to neutral, though. Another
Nice single
takedown.
leg takedown by McMillan. Looking to do a spiral ride here into a half Nelson. He's got to get him in bounds if he wants to get any points. Good restart by the ref.
So we move back to the center with McMillan on top. 1:04 to go in the first period, leading 10-3. McMillan caution there as he was not setting up there properly. And now an escape for Downing makes it 10-4 for McMillan. McMillan gets another takedown.
He did a good job sucking in that leg and spinning behind. Yep.
Looking for more points here.
Looks like he's doing a Turk right here.
Gets a 2-point near fall.
Now he's working the half again on the other side. Just ran out of time.
So time runs out on the second period. 14-4 lead for McMillan of the Warriors. And it's McMillan's choice to start the third period, and it looks like he is going to choose getting things squared away at the scoring table right now. So McMillan will start on top in the third period. Out of bounds, and they'll reset with McMillan still on top. Downing again goes out of bounds. And we'll restart again from the center with 1:36 in the third period.
Let's see if Downing tries another stand-up.
He's been doing that each restart and does again, and now escapes.
Seems like that's a tendency with Weymouth.
So it's now a 9-point lead for McMillan. As he's looking for another takedown. And there's the takedown. Up to an 11-point lead, 16-5 for McMillan. Downing trying to stand up. back on his feet, but McMillan trying to pull him back down. Under a minute to go.
He's got to put it in that half and settle back. If he could get on his toes and look up, ooh, good pin.
And there's the pin. Jake McMillan wins it with 39.1 seconds to go in the third period. Win by fall. And that makes the score at 17-0 Brookline after the first 3 matches. So all Warriors so far in this one. At the 126 weight class, we have a freshman for the Warriors, Henry Finkel, in the blue singlet, up against Nick Murray of the Wildcats. And it's Murray on the board first in this one with the quick takedown.
It's interesting. Murray, instead of spinning behind, spin in front. Usually you don't want to do that. Usually you want to stay behind the opponent, but it looks like there's a, he wants to work a front headlock.
Finkel was nearly back to his feet, but back down to the mat again. Out of bounds there. Murray will be on top at the restart with 1:04 to go in the first period. So Murray will be cautioned here as they try to get the restart going.
Now the reason he started off in that optional start is because he really likes that front headlock, and this is why he just turned it into an armbar and it got the pin. A lot of times when they do that optional start, it's more just to let the guy up and give him an escape, but in this case, he was really looking for that front headlock armbar combination.
Murray gets the pin in the first period. And that makes the meet score 17-6 in favor of the Warriors as the Wildcats get on the board there. And now at 1:32, it's Ricardo Magni of Brookline against Will Joseph. I'm sorry, Connery Sparrow is out there for the Wildcats. And Magni with a takedown. Magni, a junior. We'll see his twin brother, Stefano, in the next match.
He's working a tilt right there, just got 2 back points.
Near fall there from Magni.
Looks like Magni's trying to set up. Oh.
Sparrow trying to make the escape, but gets out of bounds, and the restart will come with Magni still on top. Sparrow's cautioned. Just under a minute to go in the first period. Magni with a 4-0 lead.
Magni's got a 2-on-1 on that wrist. We'll see what he does with it.
Under 20 seconds to go.
Magny's working another tilt. Got 2 more back points.
There's a near fall for Magny. And it's 6-0 as the first period comes to a close. Another near fall recorded before the end of the period, so Magny takes an 8-0 lead into the second period.
Magny's doing a very good job working that tilt.
So the Wildcats had the option, chose to defer to the third period, and Warriors choosing to start neutral in this second period. So another chance for a takedown. But it's Sparrow making the first move here. They get out of bounds, still in the neutral position. Now Magny.
He's really got to suck in that leg. If he could just hook it, there he goes. Now a half. He's got to look up and get that leg out. If he could get that leg out and get to the side, get on his toes, he should have a pin. He's got to look up right here, put his weight on his chest. There he goes. Good pin.
And there's the pin for Ricardo Magny. Comes with 1:13 to go in the first period. And that makes the meet score 23-6 for the Warriors. And now Ricardo's twin brother, Stefano Magny, takes to the mat against Will Joseph of the Wildcats. This is the 138-pound match. Reset still neutral. And there's a takedown for Magny. Out of bounds again.
Looks like there were some clock issues.
Yeah, the clock appeared to stop for 10 or 15 seconds. No one really noticed as it was going on, so we'll see what happens here. The clock is showing 1:26. They're going to take 10 seconds off.
Both coaches looked at each other, agreed to take off 10 seconds, so that's what they went with.
Sounds about right. 2-0 Magny's lead over Joseph in the first period. Near fall for Magny.
Magny's working a 2-on-1. I think he's going to try to set up another tilt. If he rocks back, look up. He's got to get his weight back. At this point, he should just spin behind and start again.
Three-point near fall awarded there to Magny. So he's got now a 7-0 lead as the final seconds tick down in the first period. And that'll end the first. Wildcats are going to choose neutral to start the second period after the Warriors deferred. So, chance for a takedown, but it is Magny that gets the takedown. And is now up 9-0.
He's got an armbar right here. If he just circled, you could probably turn Joseph. Let it go. Looks like he's trying to work a cradle. He's got to watch his back. Oh, that was a quick pin.
So there's a pin for Stefano Magni coming with 1:18 to go in the second period. And both Magni brothers winning by fall for the Warriors. Makes the score of the meet 29-6 for Brookline. And now on to the 145-pound matchup. It's Jacob Heineman for the Warriors up against Danny Trudeau of the Wildcats. Heineman just having some issues with his headgear here before we get going.
Usually you want to get that sorted out before you go on the match.
They have plenty of time before the matches start.
Looks like we're good to go now.
This is the 7th match of the day out of 14. Aggressive early in this one. And Heineman gets the takedown.
He did a good job sucking in that leg on that takedown. Now it looks like he's looking for a cradle. Oh, this should be a pin. He's doing a good job of putting his knee in the side of the Weymouth wrestler. Yep. When you do that, it just helps flatten him out.
So Heineman makes quick work of Trudeau. Gets the pin with 1:18 to go in the first period. Third straight pin for the Warriors, as they're really dominating these middleweight classes. And that brings the match score 35-6 in the Warriors' favor. On to the 152 weight class, where Dan Gibbons of the Warriors up against Cody Sullivan of the Wildcats. Gibbons in the red singlet for this match against Sullivan of Weymouth in the maroon. Gibbons' headgear comes loose, so we'll fix that before we continue. Warriors will switch headgear here. There's a
Sullivan with a quick
takedown
takedown.
for Sullivan.
He just locked up the cradle. Now to get out of a cradle like that, you really gotta break that grip. And one of the easy ways to do it is put both your legs together and push.
And there's the pin. Cody Sullivan with 1:09 to go in the first period gets the pin. I should note that was actually Mustafa Yildirim for the Warriors wrestling in that match. And now we'll see Dan Gibbons in this next match as they made a late switch there between the 152 and 160. So now on to 160. The score is 35-12 in favor of the Warriors. And in this match, it's Dan Gibbons of Brookline in the blue singlet against Ian Lynch of Weymouth in the maroon. Gibbons with a takedown.
He's got to bring him back in bounds if he wants to get any back points. Oh, it looks like a pin.
Working on the pin.
Brad, if that's not a pin, I don't know what is.
And there's the pin. 1:17 to go in the first period. And Gibbons, Dan Gibbons
That
with
was
the
a
pin.
good job by the Brookline coach switching Gibbons from the 152 weight class to the 160 as he just got a pin.
That's the 5th pin for the Warriors here. As we move on to the 170 weight class, 41-12 now the meet score in favor of Brookline. Here we have Chris Casey, a freshman for the Warriors, at 170, taking on Sean Murphy of the Wildcats.
Murphy with a good takedown there. It looks like he's running a half right now.
And a very quick pin there for Sean Murphy. Comes with 1:39 to go. So 21 seconds in to that first period. And Sean Murphy gets the pin for the Wildcats. Brings the match score to 41-18 in favor of the Warriors. Now 182. Andres Marin for Brookline, senior for the Warriors, wrestling against James Bradley of the Wildcats.
Both wrestlers just jockeying for hand position right here. Usually you want inside position if you can because it's very helpful in terms of defending as well as taking down your opponent. If your hands are inside, your body's going to be inside too. So it's harder to stop a takedown like that. Ooh.
And there's an emphatic takedown for Bradley.
Marin's really got to fight if he wants to get off the bottom here.
And Bradley gets the pin. .56 seconds into the first period, James Bradley wins by fall. And now it's back-to-back pins for the Wildcats. Scoring the meet is 41-24. And the Wildcats are going to need to keep up.
This could be a quick match right here.
This is Ramses Akamathala for the Warriors against Dustin Bokash of Weymouth, 195 pounds. Akamathala with the takedown.
Doing a little leg riding right here. He's got to be careful. His hips are way too high. It's going to be pretty hard for him to get a pin like this. Now he's putting in two legs.
Ramses Akamathala wins by pin with a minute to go. Wins by the pin with a minute to go in the first period. And that will mathematically put this one away for the Warriors as they now lead it 47-24 with just 2 matches to go. Though we do expect that Weymouth will actually forfeit the last match. So this will likely be the last match we see today at 2:10. Jordan Jackson for Brookline up against Scott McNulty of Weymouth.
Usually if you're going to snap a wrestler's head down like that, once he brings his head back up, you want to shoot. So I'm not sure why Jackson isn't being more aggressive on that. That's it.
Under a minute to go in the first period. None of the last 6 matches we saw even made it this far. And no score here between Jackson and McNulty.
I think the first wrestler who actually shoots is probably going to get a takedown.
Under 15 seconds in the first period. Still no score.
This looks more like a dance than a wrestling match right here.
McNulty looking for a late takedown.
Jackson's got to kick his leg out. Luckily,
Time will
ran
expire
out.
on the first period. A stalemate. Wildcats are going to defer the choice in the second period, and the Warriors will choose neutral. Weren't able to get much done from the neutral position in the first period, but the Warriors will try to turn that around in the second.
Both wrestlers are tying up way too much. They just need to shoot in, and that's it. Just like that. Good takedown by Jackson.
And now a takedown for Jackson.
Jackson's got to spin behind.
McNulty trying to escape on his feet and has the leg of Jackson. And this is a reversal, so 2 points for McNulty, and the match is tied 2-2. Under 30 seconds in the second period.
You hear the Weymouth sideline yelling wrist and a half, and the reason is you want to have something anchored when you run that half to turn over your opponent.
So a penalty there against McNulty.
For an illegal headlock. Looks like he put in a full Nelson on that one.
So that puts Jackson in the lead, 3-2, but McNulty will get to start on top with 13 and a half seconds in the second period. Jackson looking for the escape. Won't get it there. And time expires on the second period. Now it'll be Weymouth's choice, and McNulty is going to start in the down position. He was able to get a reversal in the second period. So McNulty likes his chances from the down position, as he'll need to put some points on the board in this final period. Jackson with a 3-2 lead.
Jackson locked his hands on that. The ref is explaining the illegal hand lock that he had.
So
you can't lock hands when your opponent's on his knees.
So McNulty gets both a penalty point and an escape point there. And that'll give him a 4-3 lead. And there's another takedown for McNulty.
Jackson's really got to build back up to his base if he wants to get an escape.
McNulty looking for more here in the final minute. And gets the pin. Scott McNulty with 54.8 seconds to go in the third period. Wins by fall. And that makes the score in this meet 47-30 in favor of Brookline. And we expect that that will do it, as Weymouth had told us that they aren't going to have a heavyweight. We'll just need to make it official. And
it looks like Brookline's forfeiting the final weight class also, so that they're not running up the score.
So the result already determined. Brookline won't take those extra 6 points for the forfeit, and that makes the final score of the match 47-30. The Warriors defeating the Wildcats here in Bay State Conference action. So the Warriors getting 6 pins in their win today over Weymouth. And Joe, who impressed you the most out of what we saw today?
Well, the 4 wrestlers that we highlighted at the beginning of the show, Shatil, the Magni brothers, and Akamafula, they did a great job today. Between the 4 of them, we got 1 tech fall and 3 pins, and you really can't ask for much more than that. It was a very strong performance by those 4.
And besides that group, the Warriors also getting pins from Jake McMillan, Jacob Heineman, and Dan Gibbons. The final score, once again here, Brookline Warriors 47, Weymouth Wildcats 30. So we want to thank our entire BATV crew, our camera operators, Sandy Orenstein and William Poon, and our producer, Charles Henneberry. For Joe Figler, I'm Brad Kasnett saying so long from the Tappan Street Gym.